Hi everyone, it's Chloe at APapercraftMenagerie. I'm back again, and today we are going to make the signatures to put in the cover we made last week. So if you remember, we sized this so that the pages will be a nice 9 by probably a bit bigger than 4.5 this ended up being. Let me just see on the inside. No, but by the time you calculate the inside, I think we might make it 4 6/8. I like to try and keep it whole numbers, but you know, sometimes it doesn't end up like that. You just got to deal with it when it comes. So I've collected a stack of papers. I like to use like double pages instead of a single page. So I've got just a stack of that from, you know, illustrated books, novels, dictionary, all sorts. I've got some cards, and yes, they're too small. I mean, you can just put them in as is, but for me, I'm going to try and make them similar sizes, but I thought we could make some other things with this to go in. I'll show you when we get to it, my ideas for that. I've got some more illustrated book, and then I've got a freshly dyed batch of coffee papers. So they haven't been flattened yet, so they've still got that nice crinkle to them. So I guess let's figure out how many signatures we want. It's 1 inch, so let's do 3 signatures. And that's like the collection of pages. So I'll just show you, just for anyone new. So this is just a novel, and you would call that little batch of pages a signature. So we'll have 3 of them. I'm not sure yet how we will put them on that. I don't know if we'll go with an elastic band, or maybe we'll stitch it in. So we'll leave our options open, but we'll make it 3, and it means we've probably got room for about 6 pages, maybe 7 to each signature, depending on how many. I'll probably do the pockets and stuff as I go along, so we can decide then. So let's take 2 of the coffee pages. One of the coffee pages. And we'll do this one first. I will fold them up like this, and then measure from there to make sure he is big enough. If he isn't, that's fine. Didn't quite measure it straight. Make sure you get them straight. It's a little hard with the camera there, I'll be honest. I've never folded up a signature with the camera right there before, so it's a little bit difficult, but that's okay, we'll manage. So he's only 4, and remember we wanted 4 7/8, but that is fine for him to be a little bit short. I'm happy with that. I just don't tend to use the short ones for the first page of the signature, but we'll do all the pages, and then we'll organize them into the order for the signature. Please excuse my hands. I've been dyeing with food dye, and even though I use gloves, it gets messy. And we wanted it 9, so that's there. I will just mark that. I don't know if you can see that mark, but I can, very light. And what we might do is I could always, I will measure it, no, we'll flip it this way, make this the bottom, and we will measure it afterwards. What I'm going to do for this one is not quite bring it all the way to half, because otherwise you'll have problems when you fold it, but bring it almost to the half and fold 2 triangles, and then we might pop a little bit of lace on that. Let me see what I have. Oh, I can hear someone coming for my papers. A little goose. Let's see. Maybe this lace. It matches the cover. I don't know if there's, maybe it won't work for a coffee dye. Maybe something a little lighter. I've got this. Oh yeah, that works better. So I can probably leave that as one piece. Yeah, that should work. It was one piece. So I'll just snip that there. And then I will glue this down. So we want to just do this edge, what would be the bottom one when it's unfolded, but would be the side when it's folded. I'll do both of them. And then that gives us kind of a little pocket. Go flatten them out. All right, and then that will give us a place just to tuck some little tags and stuff, which will be maybe the next video, maybe the video after. We'll have to see how long it takes us to finish. I dare say this video, hopefully we'll get through all the signature, but we will see all the signatures, but we'll see. So it looks like the puppies are sleeping now. Hopefully they'll stay asleep. Sounds like all of the other animals have relaxed a little as well. So I think that goes that way. There we go, just line it up nicely with the top. And again, I smooth that out with the top of the glue bottle just to try and minimize the bleeding, the bleed through of the glue. And then we will just snip off that excess. I mean, we could leave it, but I'm going to snip it. I just think it tends to look a little neater. But again, if you're a haphazard journaler, then I'm sure that would look brilliant. All right, so now we've got a little triangle pocket, little funnel pocket. It does minimize what you can fit in there, but I find if you kind of turn things so it's kind of like that, you can get in a little bit deeper, or you can do long skinny kind of bookmarks, or you can even attach a paper clip if it's something a little heavy. So we will measure from the bottom and measure that up to 9. And that will be our first, and then we'll put the scraps somewhere because you will collect them. And hopefully we can use them for tags and stuff. So that will be our first page. I don't know if it'll be the first one in the signature, but it'll be our first page. We'll just set him aside. You'll put him upside down, maybe you'll stand there. Yep. So we will grab another. Again, fold, and no need to do width because it is too small, so we don't need to trim anything. I'll just fold that, and I think what I'll do for this one is we will cut it at what we might do actually is punch it first. So my plan for this one is to punch the top using a border punch. You could punch the side, you could punch even the bottom. I think we'll just do the top for this one. So I've just left it folded and I'm punching it folded. Just so that if this becomes the middle, the middle signature, it's even on the top there. Just look a little nicer. But you know, if you know for sure that it's going to go spread out, then it, you know, it doesn't really have to be that even. Put him away. He's a little bit big to keep out. And I will scrape up all of those punchings. Okay, and then now we can measure it to 9. And then that will be another sheet done. And then we might do it by signature, probably not in order of the signature, but by signature. So we'll do 2 of them per signature, and then maybe a card. So my plan for this is to chop it in half. It's just over 6, so just over 3. Doesn't have to be exact, just close to exact. And then what I would like to do is turn them into tags. So just trim the corner off each one, corners of each one. Okay, yep. And then what we will do is have kind of folded tags that are folded from the bottom. Keep getting the edge of that ruler, it's going to blunt the knife. So it's kind of like a tag that's folded from the bottom, and what I'll do is I'll have both of them kind of, probably not on this page because they're a bit longer and they look better on a bit of a shorter page. You've got to check their length actually. Yep, so they're just under 4.5, so that'll make them slightly smaller than the larger ones. And so just imagine that's a tag as well. And you sew them in, and then you've kind of got sewn in tags. I've never done it, but I've always wanted to. What I've thought would look brilliant and be awesome is if you do a perforated line just there. You can do it on a sewing machine or by hand, but if you do it on a sewing machine, you can just run it through without any string thread, and it creates a perforated line, and then you can tear it off. And I thought that it would just be brilliant, but I've never managed to get there. I've always found something else to work on instead of that. But I just thought it'd be brilliant. And like, you've got so many options when you think of that. Like, you could do like I don't know if you've ever seen like the scrap paper books that you do from your scraps. So with your scrap papers like these ones that we did, you just kind of turn them into like a notebook. You'll have a bit of a board and you put the notes there. It'll be obviously a full board, and you sew across there or staple it, and it's a kind of notebook. But I thought you could do that, and then you could do some perforated lines across there as well, and then you can have like a little like a tear page to go with your journal. It's always wanted to do it, but yeah, I've never quite got there. Perhaps I will be inspired and do a video. Okay, so push the scraps to the side, so I'm happy with them. We might do holes. I'll put their string in now. We might do eyelets on them as well. So just the same eyelets as we used on the cover. It doesn't have to be, but just for the sake of matching, I'll do the same eyelets. And actually what I might do is, so that's good, I might do eyelets on one side, on the front flower side, and then I might do maybe some brads on the other side, just for a bit of variety. And then that way we can put a little bit of ribbon or something on there, and then that one can just be a nice little brad just to excite it a little. Let me find my gold ones, seeing as how the theme for this one seems to be gold. Leave them out in case we decide to use them again. There we go. We might put a bit of tape on that because it's a bit twirly. So if you just excuse me for a second, sorry if the camera wobbles. It's a bit precarious, the setup. There's not really quite enough room for the stand and me in front of the desk. That one might go. So I've just got this tape. I think that'll work well. Just going to tear the first little piece off so we get some torn sides. I always seem to prefer that look, but you know, if you've got like a clean cut on it, then that's fine. There we go. And put the other one in there. And then the inside can offer some writing space, and even maybe the backs are blank enough to write as well, but the front is just, you know, pretty tag. What you could also do for this is the layered tag, like I did on Instagram with the 4 layers. You just do like a slightly smaller size for each tag. So, you know, you do one that's slightly smaller, slightly smaller, slightly smaller. The hole has to go a little bit lower. Or you can start them all at the same and have it staggered just on these 3 sides. But I prefer the all 4 sides look. That's what I tend to do. So let's put a bit of ribbon on that. Maybe that one. I think we'll do both the same. Probably about that much. There we go. Doesn't have to be the same. Although, actually, now that I come to think of it, I actually have some purple rickrack that would look brilliant on that. Oh yeah, yep, that was a much better choice, yes. Much better. That's going to look brilliant. Alright, so just fold it in half, put the loop through, put the ends through the loop. There we go. And the same again. Oh, perfect. They look beautiful. And yeah, and then so you kind of just separate them on the page a little bit. You can even put them in separate, so that way with more papers in the signature between them. But I'm gonna have them on the same like that. So next thing, maybe we will do. What have we got here? Dictionary page, maybe. Add a little bit of writing. So I want it to be just over 4, so that'll be about there. So what I might do for this one is, because it's a little thin, is maybe we will glue it to some coffee dyed paper. Let's see, that's not quite big enough, but could leave a border. I think it would be a bit thin. So what I might do, what I was thinking we would do is we might do like a folded pull-out. So fold it like that, and then like this, and then we'll add a little tab there. And I thought if we're going to have all of this space, we might as well make one side a writing space, and that way make it a bit sturdy. So what we might do is glue it this way, and then just leave that side thin. I will just use a glue stick for this one if I can reach it without bothering the camera. There we go. Hopefully I'm not bothering the camera too much. I just need something to glue on. There we go. And just get the edges first. And then especially the folds as well. we go. Then we'll put the paper on. Doesn't have to be perfect because we can always trim it, but I find it easier to only have to trim a couple of sides instead of all of them. Flattened out our folds now. That's okay, we can remake them. Alright. And we'll just trim off the excess and keep that for the tags, hopefully. If I remember they're there. And then trim this one. So yes, I've been dyeing papers today, and the hazards of dyeing in a menagerie is that sometimes you leave the papers you were dyeing a little close to the edge of the fence in front of the fire, and your goose gets to them and ruins your hard-earned work. Oh. So she ate all of some nice red ones I was dyeing. I wasn't actually really a fan of the colour, I will admit. It wasn't a good colour, but still would have liked to have kept them instead of turned them into goose enrichment. Alright, oh, so we ended up trimming the page there, but no harm. We have some tape. We can flip it and put it there. And that will also add a little bit of strength to any pages you're a little bit hesitant about being strong enough to handle a spine. Bit of washi will always save the day. Just do half of this one, just where it's split, and I have to trim that one just to make sure that it's tough. So that should keep it strong. And this page is definitely reinforced. I can feel it. So we'll just refold that. Hard to get it even now. Okay, there we go. So we've got our fold. And now we wanted to do this as a folded pull-out, but first we should cut it. We should have done that even before we glued the other page, but that's fine. Just trim the top off. Make sure it's all lined up. And then we'll just trim the top off. Wow, time is going quickly. We might actually only get through one signature, but I guess that is fine. Bit of realistic crafting for those of us that are a little slower than some of the other people I see. do tutorials. They're so fast. And I always wonder how they can do so much. Like even those who don't edit their videos, who just sit for an hour and can get so much done. I'm amazed by it. So we want to do a little tab. I think I kept the leftovers from the cover, the I can't think of the word, I'm sorry. The inside cover. The board for the cover. I really cannot think of the word, I'm sorry. So I kept some of that folder. So I'm going to trim that down and make a little tab. I will probably fold it and we might round the corners. There we go. And I was wondering, because it's on the inside, I don't think we want to do a dangle, but depending on how much bulk we want to add, maybe we'll sew a really flat button to it. Just to give it a little bit of dimension and interest. I might also stamp on it as well. So those corners did not turn out very well, but that's fine. We might ink it as well, and if I'm lucky, there might be some number stamps near the top that I can grab. We've got a 6 and a 5. And I will just, oh, that's black. That will not work. Well, it will work, but won't be the color we want. Alright, that's looking better already. Flip it to the other side. Alright, so got a cute little tag there that we'll put on like that. It's almost even big enough maybe for a picture. I have got little tiny bird books here, and they come with some really cute little birds. They're a bit big. Big, bit big, bit big. That might be the smallest of them. Let me see, what else have I got? We could stamp an entire kind of picture on there maybe. I've got bigger stamps. Or a washi sticker maybe, but I can't think of anything, so let's stick to stamping and maybe we'll just add a couple of buttons. So we might just do a couple of 6s and then maybe a 5. Flip it over, and I think we'll do the same number. That one's a bit wonky. Oh. Oh. Okay, and then let's do a couple of flat little buttons. That one's probably pretty flat. Don't want them too little though, because we'll have to put on lots. That one's pretty flat. So maybe 3 just there. I could try glue, but I always feel a bit more secure using a needle and thread, as long as I can find a bit of thread. It's a bit small, but we'll see. Maybe I can find the end. That's the big one. There we go. Alright, bear with me while I thread the needle. It may take a minute. Hopefully not too many. There we go. Alright, and put this white one on first. And I'll just poke a hole through this side so I know where to come up in the back. Leave a little tail. And poke through. And then rather than tie that together, I will just continue sewing, putting these on, and then tie the 2 ends together. Sorry if I keep taking it out of frame. Keep moving it closer to my face, which is out of frame, funny enough. Alright, and one more. It would be nice to have a one with 4 holes in it as well, but that's fine. Alright, I like that. Just to give it a little bit of interest. It might need a bit of colour, so let me think on that for a minute. Actually, I've just had an idea about how we can add a bit of colour. We didn't leave a long enough thread there, so that's going to make life very hard. Remember to leave long enough tails, guys. Nope. Okay. I will see if I can't pull some more tail back through. Okay, now let's try that. And I like to knot it 3 times, just to make sure it stays even though it will be glued down. There we go. Trim the tail. And I was just thinking, so this is going to go this way. I was just thinking we could add a little bit of coloured lace at the top there maybe. add a little colour to it. I have got these little flowers, maybe one of them. I've got the thread there, we'll just use the thread. Yeah, that looks nice. Yes, that looks cute. Okay, so I'll just thread that just through the middle. Being careful of my fingers. May not look like it. Melly. Mel, what you finding? Oh boy. Gonna wake everyone up. Alright. Oh, that one's hard to get through. I'm not sure why. There we go. The thread tangled. There we go, and it's barely noticeable, but it is in there strong. Okay, I'll just retie it. And trim the tail and do the same on the other side. Instead of a flower though and 3 buttons, maybe what I'll do is I will find a little cutting of lace. And we might just find a little cutting, give it a little bit of a fold, and pop a button over the top of him. Let's see what I've got over this one. Bit small. Might as well make it a coloured button. Oh, that one. Bit dirty. Bit blue. Looks like my time is coming to an end, guys. So we'll just find the perfect button for this first. Yes, perfect. And we will thread him on as well. And then I guess we will be doing more signature next week. I had hoped to get through all of the papers this time, but I guess I did not get through it quite quickly enough. Not quite as fast as I had hoped, but that's okay. I guess it will give us more time next week to be slow and steady and get things done nicely like I did this time. Sorry, I'm doing it off camera. I guess that's the advantage of being slow, I guess, is slow and steady, right? So I'll just tie this one down, and that button should, with this thread, hold down the lace, and we don't need to use any glue. I do like using thread where I can. Oh, you! Someone found my papers that I had left a little low. Yes, Darby. What are you doing? Hunting for papers. Got a good taste of them earlier today. Now she would like some more. And so with that, we will just glue that on there. I'll do that now, even though that'll probably take this video a little bit over the 45-minute mark. And of course the glue has now decided not to play. All right, and put the tag on. Unfortunately, we can't lay it down to get the glue on. Hello. All right. There we go. And so now we've got a little pull out, and when I've gone, I will trim up this page and we can carry on with more of them next week. All right. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.